They never stop watching you. Not since the day your frequency started flickering through the veil. Not since you started seeing past the stage coincidences. Not since you stopped pretending to be asleep. It wasn't the noise that alerted them. It was your silence. Your energy moved different. Not aggressive, not desperate, just unmistakable. They don't watch you because you're loud. They watch because even your stillness makes noise. That quiet knowing you carry, it rattles the blueprint. Because most people move through this world like pre-programmed shadows. But you hesitate before you speak. You feel before you move. You decode the silence between words. And that terrifies them. You're not just awake, you're present. And presence pierces the veil. See, when you carry something ancient, when your aura pulls data straight from source, the entire machine gets nervous. They didn't expect your soul to remember. They counted on the amnesia. They banked on the trauma. They calculated the odds and thought you'd fold by now. But here you are, still breathing, still decoding, still unbothered in a system that engineered your collapse. Let's be real. This isn't about surveillance. This is about containment. They're not studying you to understand. They're tracking you to predict, manipulate, and if possible, interrupt. But every time you don't break when you're supposed to, every time you clock the pattern before the script plays out, every time your intuition overrides their programming, you glitch the whole algorithm. That's why the watchers never blink. That's why you feel the tension when you walk in the room. That's why they mimic your energy but can't match your presence. You weren't raised in this system. You were placed inside of it. And your silence, it's surveillance too. You've been studying them just as long as they've been watching you. Except you didn't need tech. You didn't need access codes. You didn't need 50 agents and a budget. You needed stillness. Because from stillness, you saw the cracks. You saw the actors on autopilot. You saw the recycled distractions. You saw the recycled identities. You watched everyone chase status like it meant something. Watched the mask slip when the lights dimmed. Watched the watchers become afraid of being seen. And you just kept recording. With your eyes, with your spirit. With your soul frequency logged into every glitch in the matrix. Let them think your silence is weakness. Let them underestimate what stillness really does. Because when it's time, when you move, everything else shatters. You don't speak unless the words are backed by vision. You don't react unless the response is from source. You don't flinch because you're not prey. You've always been the anomaly. They keep tabs on you, not because you're dangerous in the typical sense, but because you're unpredictable. They can read patterns, but they can't read quantum disruption. You don't move linear, you move divine. And that's why their plans buckle when you speak truth. That's why they test you with counterfeits. Why they dangle power, sex, validation, community, to get you to flinch. But you didn't. Even if you stumbled, even if you fell, even if they got close, you always return. Return sharper, return stronger, return quieter, but more aware. They thought they broke you, but what they did was refine you. Now, you're not just walking through this simulation, you're waking up within it. And once you wake up, the watchers become visible. You hear the static in their voice, the delay in their reaction, the forced rhythm in their words. You smell the desperation behind their charisma. That's the real spiritual warfare. Not ghosts or demons or holy water, but energy that wants to be you and knows it never can. So instead of fighting you, it mimics you, distracts you, tries to pull you into games you already transcended. And you see it all. You just smile and keep stepping. Because you know the game ends when you remember it's just a game. And you remember that's why they're watching. Not because they want to destroy you, but because they can't predict you. They don't understand how you know what you know, because they don't realize you are what you know. You are the frequency. You are the flame they can't decode. You are the mirror that makes their shadows panic. This isn't about revenge. It's not even about justice in their terms. It's about restoration. You came encoded to restore original frequency. Not to argue in their language, but to speak in vibration. Not to win a war, but to unmask the illusion that a war ever needed to be fought. Your remembering is the rupture. Your clarity is the collapse. And the moment you stop looking for approval, they lost the script. So let them watch. Let them circle. Let them try to decipher what spirit can't be measured. Because in the end, it won't be the loudest voice that rewrites the code. It'll be the quiet presence that remembered the original script and dared to speak it.